Hello again, and welcome to Retirement Coffee Talk with Sharice Rivers at Zinnia Wealth. Online, find us, zinniawealth.com. That's ZINNIA wealth.com. Or give us a call at 833-368-3680. All right, when you were a little kid and you could finally reach up on top of the stove, your mom was, don't touch the hot stove. And she made you slap your hand. And then maybe did it a third time or a fourth time. And then she said, well, you know what? If you touch the hot stove, you're going to find out why. And if you did it, you know why. It was a hard lesson to learn. So the hot stove lesson is something we all know. Well, apparently the hot stove lesson is still alive and well in the financial industry and the government. Think about this. You have been saving money in a 401k all these years. But the financial industry says to you, oh, don't touch it. Don't touch it, because if you touch it before 59 and a half, you pay a 10% penalty. Hot stove. Don't touch it. Then after 59 and a half, you say, well, maybe I can get into my money now. There's no more penalty. And the government says, oh, no. Hot stove, hot stove. Don't touch it until you're 73. That's when you should start taking your money. So you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, I've been saving this money. I want to get into it. And everybody tells me it's a hot stove and I can't touch it. Sharice, it just doesn't seem right.
It's a hot stove, Randy. You can't touch it. Okay? They tell you that at Chili's when they bring the fajitas. Don't touch this. It's hot.
And like, that's right. It's a hot plate. Yeah,
right?
You're right.
Well, it's funny. You know, it's funny, but people do touch those 401ks early when it's emergencies. They need it, right?
Okay.
So the moral of the story here, I think, is what you're trying to say, Randy, is you can touch your 401ks. Mm-hmm. When you're 59 and a half, you don't have any more penalties. You can take whatever you want out and live on those dollars. You just have to pay the tax man on those dollars you pull out. Okay. You don't have to wait to 73 when you are required to do it. And a lot of people are nervous taking money from their IRAs and 401ks, or they're just said, no, you need to save this because you have the potential of running out of money. No. You are in retirement, and the first 10 to 15 years are your glory years in retirement. You have permission to spend, but you're not going to know if you can spend unless you come in for an income plan and you see it on paper so we can see how much you can spend, because I encourage every single last person who comes to my office. We start their income plan and we look at it and they tell me what they need in income. I've already figured out what they need in income. And at the end of the day, when we see all these assets left over 30 years later based on their needs, and I said, you got one problem. They're like, what's that? You're not living on enough money, right? Do you really intend to leave this much money in 30 years? They're like, no, not really. I'm like, then let's spend some earlier. And so even some of those people out there that do not have as much money left over 30 years later, we still want you to spend during your go-go years because it is your healthiest. There's no guarantee when you're going to pass away. And we want to enjoy the fruits of our labors because you've worked your tails off and you deserve it. But we want to make sure you don't run out of money. So for all types of people that walk in our office, we have a plan, right? And if you follow the plan, it's going to work out pretty well at the end of the day. In our opinions, we've been doing this for years, right? And that's because the plan works if you stick to the plan. And we front load your go-go years. Your go-go years, you're going to go. Let's go. Plan something, right?
I heard somebody the other day on a podcast, Sharice, say, why waste the youth of your senior years? I thought, wow, what a great phrase. The youth of your senior years. When you're in your 60s, in your mid-70s, early 70s, this is the youth of your senior years. You got to enjoy it.
Perfectly said.
And in order to enjoy it, we got to dip into that 401k. Well, maybe we don't have to, but that is one of the options that we have to look at. So, let's get the financial oven mitts on here and get away from the hot stove.
Right.
And use that money.
Well, exactly. So a lot of people also get pensions. We love when people have pensions. It's this guaranteed money, never run out once you start to take it. It's a lovely thing. But more and more people, Randy, are taking the lump sum and rolling the pension lump sum over to an IRA, and they're still feeling like they can't touch the hot stove. And I'm going to tell you, you can roll those over to an IRA. We can create a pension on some of that money if you wanted to, or we can have a withdrawal strategy so that you can live on the money for the long run. And, I will say, somebody came in the other day and was talking about their pension and their 401k. And it was like, what do you think about ESG and my 401ks and the pension plans, et cetera? And I went, you should not have any kind of ESG in your pension plan because the state of Florida took $450 50 billion plus out of the BlackRock funds with all these retirement accounts. So you don't have to worry about that. So that's old news. And they're like, okay, so I'm not forced to now put the money in the IRA and then put ESG, because I heard ESG funds were going to blah, 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 and they're going to put them in 401ks. I went, nope, you're good to go. You get to do whatever you want. So let's figure out this plan. So 401ks or pensions, the money is there for you to use. You've been saving your whole life, working off this paycheck you got every 2 weeks, and you've been saving every 2 weeks, and you've been budgeting for this day. So let's enjoy the day and enter retirement stress-free if you can.
Well, we don't want that hot stove in our retirement. We want to get at our money. We want to enjoy our money, and we want to know how to do it. And that takes a financial plan. It takes an income plan, and that's exactly what Charisse does for you. We do that for you at no charge. Give us a call. Give us a look on our website, zinniawealth.com, ZINNIA wealth.com. or 833-368-3680.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Coffee Talk podcast. If you have questions or would like to begin the process of building a tailored retirement plan, call Zinnia Wealth at 803-368-3680 or find us online at zinniawealth.com.
Charisse Rivers is an investment advisor representative of Zinnia Wealth Advisory, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Charisse Rivers is licensed in your state, please contact their office. Zinnia Wealth Advisory, LLC is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any client experiences discussed during this show are unique to that client. They are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Charisse Rivers, NPN Insurance License Number 8718011.